Hey guys, so today I'm going to try and produce something that has the vibe of like all those late 90s, early 2000s bands that were kind of industrial and kind of nu metal, like Dope, Power Man 5000, Static X, Marilyn Manson, all that kind of stuff. I have done a few like this before. Here's a couple of clips. I love this type of music. I love these bands. I just think of it as like early 2000s Fast and Furious music. That stuff was all coming out when I was a little kid, and I just thought it was the most fucking badass thing in the world, and I still do today. So let's see what comes out. I'm going into this with nothing. I have nothing written or anything, but I'm in drop C tuning, so we'll go with that. And I have some of my presets here. I've got my metal guitar preset. Nothing special. It's just a standard metal tone, but we're going to layer that with the corn sound. You may have picked up from these videos, I use that corn sound like in everything. I just cannot find a guitar sound that doesn't work better if you layer it with that. So we've got some bass sounds, I'll get into that in a bit. We've got a bass synth kind of thing, industrial kit, drums. So we'll get into all that, but right now I want to start with a guitar riff. So let's just get straight into it. So tempo wise, let's try like 140. I want it to be kind of pounding Rammstein. Let's go a little faster. Let's try 150. I'm going to lay some simple drums down. This genre, you usually go with super simple drums, kind of let the guitars shine a little more. So let's just go bum bum bam bum. Very simple hi-hats. You know what? Let's try floor toms. Yeah. All right, that's cool. Layer it with some... Oh, that's all we need right now. I'm feeling that. Nice. Not evil enough. Okay, that was fucking awesome. Let's keep going though. Oh, I'm gonna record that. You may notice I'm kind of playing like the same sort of riff over and over. I find in this genre, there's a few notes you always kind of need to use to get that sound, and there's not a few rhythms, you can use any rhythm, but there's kind of a rhythmic formula you have to follow to get this sound, and it's generally all the bands that I mentioned, it's like, you know, very very 1, 2, 3, 4, and then guitars are where you tend to fill in, like especially Rammstein, like their drummer might as well be a click. He's good at keeping time, but I don't think he's ever played anything but a kick, snare, kick, snare. So we're going with that kind of thing, and the guitars, so notes wise, is like there's always a minor third in there, there's always the flat fifth, and there's often a minor second and a fourth. Couple of bad examples. Bad playing, I mean not bad songs, pretty good songs. Like it's all actually pretty simple. You just use that flat fifth everywhere in the minor third. And yeah, rhythmically, what I tend to do is like you want to kind of work within that and find where the groove is, because for example, if I play straight on the beat, it won't sound interesting or heavy at all. It's got to have movement, but with this kind of music, as we all know, it feels very 1, 2, 3, 4, but that doesn't mean everything's doing that, because then it just wouldn't have the impact. It's more that the music is all kind of sculpted around the beat so that you feel the beat even though there's rhythm going on. A great example is Du Hast by Rammstein. Everyone thinks of that as, you know, the drums, but what's the guitar doing? You know, the drums hit so hard because the guitars are playing around with the beat. So for example, if I go like... that just sounds boring. It's 2 on the beat. Whereas if I use the same notes but go... you got to move the beat around a little bit, and the guitar tends to be the instrument in this kind of genre where you do that, because something's got to keep that straight beat, and obviously that's usually the drums. So yeah, let's keep going with these evil notes that we're using and with the kind of rhythmic displacement that we're going for. Yeah. Okay, now the problem is we have two really cool riffs. Maybe one is the intro and then one is like the chorus or something. Yeah, we've got to use this. It's fucking so cool. Maybe we'll have no bass here. And then... yeah, then maybe that's like a chorus or something. Like it could all be really stompy here. Some pretty good beatboxing. I don't think we actually need drums when I have this mic. For now, we will run with that. Let's put the guitar there. Let's double this on the right. All right, so we're gonna have to kind of step the drums up here. So I guess we'll change those toms to like... all right, let's make this one a crash. We'll just have it like crazy on the crashes and the hats. Maybe just crashes. Bam, bam, bam. And we'll take some kicks out. All right, and also here, let's bring in this industrial kit. So this is a stock Cubase kit, and there's like 3 sounds from this thing that I ever use, but they're really good sounds. That kick, nasty. All right, so we'll have that on every beat. And there's this snare somewhere up here. That one, super industrial sound. Oh, and yeah, let's try layering this evil bass sound. We will put bass guitar in there, but why not just get crazy with the low end? Oh, Jesus. Oh, wow, that's so aggressive. Like, we'll maybe put this more in the background and just use it to layer with the bass guitar, but that sounds so heavy. We'll take a little bit of like the highs out because we don't want it to stick out. We want you just to kind of feel that low end rather than kind of notice the... all right. And the other thing is, oh, I got this Ron zombie synth. That doesn't sound as cool as Rob. But again, it's a stock Cubase sound. It's just like a bass synth, but I put a ton of effects on it. See if this works. We need to use that somewhere. I don't know if it's going to work at this part because the mix is already kind of like heavy. Maybe somewhere later on we'll use that like on its own, like a quiet bridge or something. We'll like use that sound. Yeah, so we'll build it a little bit here and let's put some toms. I always feel like you notice the toms way more if you just kind of displace them a little bit. So we'll do that. Let's put them here as well. Ooh, I'm gonna like Rammstein it up here. Let's not do the whole bum bum bap bum. Let's just do bap bum bap. Fuck all these kicks. Put them all off beat. All right, this is gonna be nasty. All right, we'll keep writing in a second with the guitar, but I'm going to do some bass. I just want to hear that like full mix for this part. Honestly, since I got into this music in like 2000 and early, I've just been waiting for the comeback and it's not happened. And there keeps being people kind of doing it. No one's really taken it further. And I feel like there's still so much more to explore. Obviously right now I'm just kind of doing a throwback thing. I'm not saying I'm like reinventing the whole genre, but it'd be nice if someone did that soon because... oh yeah, so bass, I've got... that one's more distortion. This is like my just go-to. It doesn't sound amazing on its own, but... oh, it does with distortion. This is like my go-to rock. Super aggressive, but not too in your face. And then for when we want it in your face, I've got this. I did it in the last video, the Nirvana one. I think we'll probably just use the rock one, but I just knew I wanted some stupid bass in this, so we'll see. So we'll leave it out in the intro. Just go for like... but yeah, seriously, when is the comeback happening? Like, am I the only one? Am I just like an old timer now who thinks this stuff was cool because I grew up listening to it? Like, I feel like the closest thing is funk, like Chord Hell, which reminds me actually, I have this kick that it's not like his sample. I just tried to replicate his insane fucking kick sound. Yeah, I feel like Chord Hell is like as close as it gets, and that's just full on aggressive dance music. It's not actually metal. Is there anyone doing this? Seriously, let me know. Oh, also, I just want to jump in, guys, and say if you're enjoying this video and you've enjoyed the recent videos, hit the subscribe, hit the like button. it helps the channel a lot, and it means that you'll not miss any of these videos. I have so many like bands and sounds that I want to do this style of video on, and also let me know in the comments what are the kind of sounds you want me to cover in this series. There's so many I want to do, and every time I do one of these I learn so much, and I just feel like I become so much of a better producer. So yeah, let me know below. All right, let's get back into it. So this is chord hell kick. It's the hugest fucking kick ever, so I'll turn it down a little. Let's see what it sounds like. It always sounds so bad on its own, but in a mix it just cuts through and punches so fucking hard, like more than any other kick I have, so I always use it. But it's got so much like mids, so it sounds kind of on its own. Alright, so bass comes in here, so let's get that done. See, this is why I love real instruments. Like, even though electronic music can sound so crisp and everything, the harder you play on bass, the more heavy it sounds. Like, I love that you can actually put your anger into music. Oh, also, I have like a funk snare that will sound cool in this. It just cuts through everything. Not metal, like it's more of an electronic kind of snare, but I bet this sounds cool. So we've got this kind of dope intro. Not like it is a dope intro, but I mean like the band. And then we've got like a Rammstein. Alright, so that's going to be the chorus. So what I'm going to do is actually bring this back as a verse. Let's take the guitars away. So we'll keep the drums the same as the intro for the verse. So then this would be like verse 1. Let's put that down on bass. Alright, I'm going to copy and paste that again. Don't worry, I'll make it right later. I'll also like make that sound heavier. Maybe this is where we bring in the whole Nirvana thing. Put it nice and quiet. I'll really bring the bass forward in the verse. Alright, so here is where we'll bring in this fucking crazy chorus. And again, let's go with the same kind of drums, but let's actually do what we did before, where it's snares on the 2 and the 4 rather than every beat. That's all we need. We just kind of need a metronome. The simpler, the more effective in this genre. Let's just take all the same stuff. We'll bring that crazy bass sound in again. Oh, this is going to be so nasty when it's done. Man, I love this genre so much. So we're getting like a chorus together here. Let's lay the bass down. Like I was saying, just go crazy with the rhythms on guitars. You want to use 8th note syncopation basically. If you go to 16th, then you're in funky town and you need to go back a little. But once you've got those 8 notes syncopations down, you can go as crazy as you want and you'll just be getting deeper into nu metal town, which is where we all want to be. So basically what we'll do, let's actually just duplicate everything from here, because that's how songs go. So chorus. I might switch these around so that this is kind of like the chorus and this is like a post-chorus, but then we got the verse again. Verse 2. So then we'll have some kind of bridge, and like I said, I'm going to try and use Ron Zombie synth. So I think for that I'm going to do some like background drums that like, you know, super industrial drum machine sound. Then we'll go back into the main thing or whatever, and then we'll finish it. So I'm going to mix this, I'm going to finish it off, maybe change a few things, add a few instruments, but we have a skeleton of a song there, sounding pretty fucking heavy. So I'll bring you guys back in after I've done all that and show you what I've got. Alright, so it's the next day, guys. I finished it. It sounds insane. Before I get into the new stuff I've added, I just want to quickly go over some stuff I missed in the video. So for the main bass sound, I used Dark Glass for distortion, Mark Bass for the amp, and then as you can see, just a bunch of EQ. Nirvana one, I used Cerberus bass amp. Drums, I don't need to tell you guys anymore. Get good drums is what I used. Oh, and that bass sound, this one, that is a vital preset that I made with this wave and a lot of distortion. Hell of a lot of distortion. Alright, so what I've done with it since. It's not too different. I just kind of polished everything up, but the main thing is that I added this like chorus thing. I thought that like second heavy riff we did was the chorus, but I guess it kind of goes like verse, pre-chorus, verse, pre-chorus, and then you get the chorus. You wait like a minute for the chorus, but then it comes in, and it's a bit more chordy rather than just groovy heavy riffs, and that part is sick. I feel like this came out awesome. I'll show you in a minute. I will skip through a few parts where it repeats, but yeah, for the most part, I added just like a couple of little effects, you know, put a separate drum track for the verse so that I could process it a little differently, because there's less going on in the verse, so I could give a bit more bass to the drums and stuff like that. Other than that chorus, it was mostly moves like that. I added like a guitar effects track that's kind of weird. Alright, so let's check it out. This was so awesome to make. I love doing this kind of style. Check out the other videos. This beat will be available in the description when I put it on BeatStars. Hit my Instagram if you want to work together or you need a producer or whatever. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Early 2000s industrial metal. Let's go.